Oun Abbas saying here from Seconds Out, here with one of Manchester's finest, one of the northern finest fighters in the past, Michael Jennings. Michael, how you doing, mate? It's fight week. How's life treating you?
Yeah, I mean, it's good being down here with Mark, but it's different, obviously, because of the times that we're in. COVID and everything. We've been isolating in our rooms for 24 hours nearly. Got the results back, all negative, thank God. We're all the teams negative anyway.
Yeah.
So now we've got the freedom of going up and down in a lift and then back to our rooms again. So I've just been watching YouTube all the time. I've been here, mad fishing fan, so I've been watching people go pike fishing in the urban canals and stuff.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy times. You've never experienced it in your life as a boxer. No one has experienced this sort of craziness that we're living in. But yeah, let's talk about your fighter, Mark Heffron, Denzel Bentley, the main event on Friday night on BT Sport. Let's talk about the first fight. You know, there's so much debate about the first fight. Fans are picking one fighter and another fighter. Both fighters thought they won. Just give me your case on why you thought your fighter won.
Personally, I thought Mark had caught him with more shots, not just the cleaner shots. You know, Mark was pressing the fight. Denzel was good on his back foot, to be fair. It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a back foot fighter who can use that jab, then you know, fair play. You might edge Denzel in it, but we just thought Mark scored the more scoring blows, which is 9 times out of 10 what counts.
Just looking into that fight, there was times in that fight where your fighter got knocked down, and many times in interviews he said that, listen, he was off balance. So that's all it was. It was just an off balance shot. He hurt Denzel in the 9th round, I think. Did you feel like at that point in the 9th round that maybe your fighter could have done more? Were you sort of pushing out instructions for him to maybe finish the fight?
To be fair to Denzel, he's got a good chin, you know, and from listening to his interviews, he's not thick. He's quite, you know, he's clued up. He seems a nice enough kid. Mark caught him a good shot in the 9th round, and to be fair, Mark did try and push on and catch him, but luckily enough for Denzel, he recovered, you know, and got through the round. The knockdown from Denzel when he knocked Mark down in the 2nd round, as soon as I saw, it was like more or less in my corner sort of thing, so I could see exactly what had gone on. Mark was just a little bit square. Denzel had just turned southpaw, threw his backhand down the middle and caught Mark. And you know what? It was a knockdown. It was a punch what did it. But obviously Mark wasn't hurt from that. As soon as he looked over at me, smiled as if to say, shit, you know what I mean? It shouldn't have happened. But it happened, and it cost us, because I thought Mark had, up until that point, was winning that round as well. So it went down to, you know, it was a 10-8 round for Denzel.
We know what sort of fighter your fighter is. He's got heavy hands, so generally anyone with heavy hands, general consensus is that they come forward, you know, they're more the aggressor. I was speaking to Mark just a little bit ago, and I spoke to him about maybe getting back to the basics. There were certain fights in the past where he was maybe missing the basics and looking for the big shots. Yeah. At this point of his career, do you feel like you've got the right package now with Mark?
Yeah, I mean, Mark, like you said, he's been knocking everyone out in the past, so he's never needed to do nothing else, because he's just been going out there. But as the levels get higher, the kids get better, the chins get better. They're all as fit at this. They're all fit as each other at this level anyway. So it does come down to a bit more boxing. And Mark can box. You know, he's got really fast hands. We've been working a bit on his feet as well, speeding his feet up. So yeah, Mark can definitely box. He's got a very deceiving jab. You know, he catches kids 6'2" with a jab he shouldn't be getting nowhere near. So yeah, he can fight a bit. Yeah, he's a good fighter.
You talked about speeding your fighter's feet up, but we know that Denzel's a good mover in the ring. You know, he likes to sort of fight in the back foot, throw out that jab. Were you, I wouldn't say impressed, because obviously you're in the opposition corner, but what you saw from Denzel, did you think that was the Denzel you were going to prepare for? Was that the same Denzel you were preparing for the night?
We didn't expect Denzel to do what he did, as far as he was constantly on his back foot. Do you know what I mean? I've watched his previous fights, and again, Denzel been banging them all out, so he's been able to afford to come forward. Where with Mark, I think he probably thought Mark's a big puncher. He just got on his back foot and used his jab, and you know what? Yeah, he's a good boxer. He's happy on his back foot. I used to be happy on my back foot. Okay. I used to love a fighter coming forward, you know what I mean, and just using my jab, popping my jab and moving off 1-2s and stuff like that. But we'll just be a little bit different on Saturday anyway.
Just talk to me. I know, you know what, I said the same thing to, I think when I was interviewing Denzel, I said, all right, good luck on Saturday night. Then I went, no, Friday night. It's unusual, but you know, we're just grateful boxing is back. But yeah, let's then talk about this fight. When I spoke to Mark, I said to him prior to the Denzel's first fight with him, he'd been knocking people out. So the last two fights before that, they were one rounders. Yeah. I'm not sure the fight before that, what that fight before that was, but in 2019, he never really got many rounds in. No. So now he came up to Denzel Bentley and did 2 rounds. Did you feel like now your fighter is in a better position? He's rounds into the bag. He's a bit more fitter. Maybe needs to be a bit more fitter to catch Denzel.
Obviously, I mean, he's in a better place. I won't say more fitter. Mark Heffron, he's a honest. I'm not just saying it because he's my lad. If he was your lad, I'd say the same. Yeah. Mark Heffron trains very, very hard. We have to slow Mark down. Do you know what I mean? Okay. We do heart rate monitors and all the rest of it. He's a very, very fit kid. I'm glad that he's got the 10 rounds last time out. Obviously, he hadn't boxed for so long before that as well. I think he got 1 or 2 rounds in. So yeah, he'll shake a bit of them cobwebs off. And luckily, it was a fight. It was an important fight that he had to shake them cobwebs off. But now we're hoping, you know, that Mark will be in a better place come Friday.
But yeah, so Saturday night. Let's then talk to me about. Friday night. What do we expect from your fighter then on Friday night?
Listen, I've told Mark, we don't care if we don't get a knockout. We're not looking for no knockout. We just want to win. As long as Mark comes home with that belt, then we'll be happy.
British title on the line. You know about the British title. How big is it for a fighter to win that? From your experiences, how big was it for yourself?
It was brilliant. I mean, I boxed Jimmy Vincent for it, and I was lucky really because I got called up 4 weeks before the fight. I didn't know I would be fighting him. I just defended my English title, so I was already fit in the gym. I got called, do I want to fight Jimmy Vincent? So I said yeah, and I knocked him out in the first round. But I also remember straight after the fight going in the shower, I was getting showered, and I dreamt about the fight so many times before. I was a thinker. I actually grabbed my skin and started nipping my skin, saying, "Please don't wake up. Don't let it be a dream." Do you know what I mean? And actually being able to take that belt on, like, yeah, it's class. If I go to the amateur shows when the kids are fighting and stuff now, you're always mentioned like former British champion. So it's something to be proud of.
Yeah, definitely. I asked both fighters about that, and they did say it's something we know from yourself, from other British fighters. They have gone on, and push forward to European world level. I know I've talked about your fighter, but I always have to talk to you about that fight with Cotto. It's one of them where when one of your own fighters, with yourself at that time, there was the WBU belt at that time. You had won that out, but then there was this. You were number 1 for the WBO. You got this opportunity with Cotto. Just talk to me about that experience.
Well, I remember at that time there was 3 names in the hat because it was vacant. Yeah. There was Paul Williams, 6'4" southpaw. There was Antonio Margarito and Cotto. Obviously, Antonio Margarito got done for plastering his wraps. So it was between Cotto and Williams. Then it come down to Cotto. So out of the 3, I was pretty happy. As mad as that sounds, because he is probably an Hall of Famer. But we got Cotto. So just got stuck into camp. And as much as like I wanted to win, and I thought I was going to win, there was so much negativity just from British fight fans as well. They weren't like saying, "Oh," it's just like I haven't got a chance, sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? And I won't say it plants a seed, but something ticks around in your mind. But even though I went over there I went over there for the money. I went because I was fighting for the WBO world title at Madison Square Garden, top of the bill, in front of like 15,000 Puerto Ricans against one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world. Why wouldn't I want to do that? Do you know what I mean? And actually after the fight, I was absolutely gutted, obviously, because again I boxed on my back foot and probably played into his hands doing that. I was a good inside fighter as well. As soon as I boxed that night, honestly, I was thinking, I wish I could get a rematch. Honestly, that's how we think, do you know what I mean? But obviously that was never going to come off. But it's an experience. I won't say it was a good experience, but I learned a lot from that, what I can pass on to my lads now that I'm training lads.
I was going to say that, just the experience of being under the big lights, Madison Square Garden. Not many fighters, is probably a very small percentage of fighters I can say they've actually been under the big lights, whether that's Vegas or Madison Square Garden. So talk to your fighters, for example, Mark, do you sort of say that, do you sort of give them this sort of carrot to dangle and say this is potentially what you can get to.
Yeah, obviously, and it's like when the fighters have downtime, when they're sometimes questioning themselves, and I don't mean Mark, I'm just saying fighters in general. I've been there, do you know what I mean? And I can relate to them, and I say, listen, it's just one of them days. If you're just having a bad day at the office, you'll feel 100% tomorrow. Or sometimes they'll come in the gym or feeling a bit tired. Then they start questioning the fitness. It's not because you're unfit. We did this yesterday, we did that yesterday, the day before. You're 100% fit. You need a rest. You know what I mean? So we give them an easy day. I've been there and I've done it. It's the same with the weigh-in days, like you're padding the day before the weigh-in and stuff like that. Sometimes feel a bit ropey. What you're gonna do because you're not eating much food. Wait till tomorrow when you've had your food. You'll be 100%. Yeah. And it's just going off my own past experience. So yeah, I pass it all on to them and hopefully they take it on board and use it to their advantage.
It's always good to have that experience. I just want to move away from this fight. I want to talk just about a couple of fights that are happening, especially on Saturday night. Kell Brook's going over to America to fight Terence Crawford. A lot of people are writing Kell off because we know he is towards the end of his career. How do you see that one playing out?
I boxed Kell as well, didn't I? I actually boxed Kell Brook, and Kell's a good fighter. He's very accurate. Going in again against one of the pound-for-pound greats, innit? But you can't write Kell Brook off. We don't know exactly what he's got left. I hope he goes over there and does the business. But again, it's a lot to ask against Crawford when Kell's like, is he past his best? We don't know. I know he got the injuries and what have you. But I do hope Kell goes over and does us all proud and wins. I just think it is an hard fight for him now, as he knows himself. He's like say he's going to the win, but it's a tough fight for him.
So final question for myself then. Canelo this week has been made a free agent. He sort of settled his lawsuit with DAZN and Golden Boy, which opens the doors for a lot of fights. There's certain names like Caleb Plant, Charlos, Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders. Which one fighter would you want him to fight?
I'd like to see him with Callum Smith. The both Callum. He's unbeaten. He can punch. You know what I mean. Tall, range. Yeah, British as well. Do you know what I mean? It'd be great if we could get it over here. Yeah, I'd like to see him with Callum Smith. I think it'd be a cracking fight.
Cool. It's been a pleasure talking to you, someone who's experienced the big lights. Just for the fight fans who can't obviously make it to the arenas nowadays, they have to watch it at home. What message do you want to give to them?
Just keep watching. Hopefully we get the numbers up on BT Sports on Friday night, and then the promoters can keep putting the shows on, because obviously they're not getting the gate money anymore. So they need the numbers coming in on TV, on the TV viewing. So hopefully these lads put on a good show for you and you keep watching.
Michael Jennings, it's been a pleasure talking to yourself, and good luck on Friday night.
Thank you very much.
Top man, thank you.